Welcome back for our final game of the evening, Crumbs. It's been a ride so far, especially these last few games have just gotten quick and quicker. So Evil Genius's Academy just destroyed here, honestly, in game number 1, ending in, I believe, under 24 minutes. So we'll see if they can break their own record, or if TL can maybe do the same to them. I'm going to try and tie things up here in the best of 2.
The Academy ride never stops. It always keeps going forward. It does not slow down, especially when Contracts is playing Nidalee. It was such a dominating display from EG that TL tried to draft around it, try to slow things down, but EG just found their way to an advantage in the early game that just was brutal. It was played really well. The Renekton Nidalee combination still showcasing its power, and it's something that they are the only team in Academy that does this. And so it's no surprise why TL struggles to deal with it.
Well, for that, they are going to have to regroup and see what answers they do have. Again, I think it is just worth banning for momentum reasons, if nothing else, right? Contract's very clearly feeling the champion right now, so I think just forcing him onto something else was expected adaptation. But I guess we'll see. The draft will be coming up shortly, so we can find out if TL do indeed have those same ideas in mind. Honestly, it's tough, right? Because apart from that, that was the main thing that went wrong, and maybe the way you're approaching some of the early game fights is incorrect, right? Maybe you shouldn't be taking as many fights. Maybe you just need to be a bit more aware how to say specifically what the problem is, apart from don't fight Contracts when he's really fed. But EG also did a really good job of setting things up, and Jojo especially definitely teeing up Contracts for a few nice hits. So I think in general that's the kind of game we all right, yeah, we lost to the thing we kind of expected to lose to. I do like that they're willing to try it, right? Because I think if you don't test your opponents, especially in early-ish on in the regular season, you're going to maybe run into bigger problems come playoffs time, right? Come the postseason. So, I think a good try for game 1, but I think maybe you didn't do it again, and we'll demonstrate why, because we'll show you a couple replays from that last game here, and we'll watch just how fed the Nidalee got.
And this was the one time where TL actually were able to take her down, flashing 3 members over, exhausting her, burning every possible spell onto her. But it just was not enough to win the fight after that one. When they commit everybody, then the rest of the team is already split up. It's only 2 members there running for their lives, but it just quite isn't enough. Harry being the only member that almost lives, but then the triumph keeps him alive. And then this one is one of the best ones from EG this whole time. Bit of a huge whiff there from the equalizer from Armeo, but regardless, the highlight is how well these fights are played. Contracts manages to live through this whole team fight. He stays alive, and so does the rest. They 3v4'd. That is just incredible. And they still had more kills than minutes out the clock.
And then this one again, basically 2 different 1v1s that EG are winning. Team Luke takes out the Ezreal. Jojo Pyun, I think, gets the other kill. Yes, he did. And then you can just dive here pretty easily. It's not too tricky to win this game from your EG at this point. Doku actually the one that gets caught, and everyone's flashing back over the wall through the base gate to take you out. And EG, they're already 10k gold ahead at this point. Now they're even further ahead when this one happens. And Yeon, I love this. Yeon gets absolutely deleted by Nidalee here.
Yes. So he barely is out of range from the Nidalee Nautilus combo, but still, Contracts actually lands it at the very end. Just so much damage coming out of this Nid. Ayla knowing he has to flash out of that one at the very end, or else he would have been a goner too.
I think one of his teammates flashed out of the way there. And unfortunately, that left the avenue open for Yeon to get speared. He didn't get speared after the Nautilus ulti chased him, which is where you think it might happen. But no, Contracts had the angle. Ezreal didn't really have very many places to juke anyway. So very nicely aimed skill shots in general from Contracts that game. And if you missed it one, honestly, we caught you up. That we missed the early game part where Contracts got the kills that he got to get to that point. But all the fights look like that. Contracts just was too strong and won all of them.
Yeah. Exactly. TLDR, Nid got fed, right? That should be that's the timeline, that's the headline. If it was a newspaper article just highlighting who won, you just needed to see that and you would know exactly what that looks like, because some of these junglers, when they get gold leads and are good at closing them, make the game nearly impossible to come back. And that's what it felt like for TL. They had a gold lead as large as TSM just had in their game against CLG.
Yep, so TL again going to have to regroup and see if they can give us our first tie of the evening, actually. We've had only 2-0s so far on the stream today, Crumbs, so maybe EGA will continue that trend, or TL will finish 3-1 instead of 2-2, given how well they looked yesterday in their 2-0. It would obviously be disappointing for them to not even pick up a single game here up against Evil Genius's Academy. But given the form EGA is showing, it is not going to be easy to break through in game number.
What I like about the best of 2 is that when you had a best of 1, you can say, oh, well, if it was a best of 3, they'd still have a chance. And in the best of 2, you can always say, if it was a best of 5, we would still have a chance. There is an opportunity for the reverse sweep here. It's a rare occurrence in League of Legends, but it is still one that does happen. So Team Liquid, even if they lose this game, I think can just look towards how to improve and know that there is always hope when it comes playoffs and it comes to that best of series. But you never really want to have your backs against the wall there. It's funny on the teams that have that 0-1 power spike, but 0-2 power spike, that sounds like some copium.
Well, remember, it's tough, right? Because you don't always play the opponents you've been playing all season long, right? Proving Grounds is a much bigger postseason type of tournament than your regular kind of single league postseason. So definitely fun to watch the teams grow and develop. It feels like the talent academy is continuing to increase, which doesn't really surprise me, I suppose, but it is nice to see players, both new and old, performing very well, whether it's on comfort picks or on the meta picks. There's a lot to look forward to, and especially this meta is one where I feel like players can really show off, which is kind of nice, actually, in a league where typically players are a little bit more willing to go for plays, and teams, are more about individual skill because they're still maybe learning some of the team elements and getting those kind of refined as they learn how to compete at a professional level or continue to refine their professional journey. So I guess look at it this way: if you're trying to make a highlight reel, right, you get a pretty good set of footage just from Academy alone. Goodbye, Nidalee.
Yeah. I love that point,
Mr. Tiberi.
I love that point too, because that is one of the most fun things for me when it comes to playing video games. Just showing off, actually styling on your opponents, knowing that you can test limits of your champion and just dance around them when you know that you actually understand the limits of your champion better than the opponent, and you surprise them that way, and you make plays that the enemy is not prepared for. So I think that the current meta that has so much fighting does lend itself to have players do that. How Contracts knows that, hey, I could just flash on this guy that's 100% health, chuck out a spear at this range, and I can chase him down. I know that I have enough damage to kill him before somebody else collapses. That is knowing the limits of your champion that maybe Harry just wasn't aware of when he got caught in the middle of the river as Victor. So that is the mark of someone that really understands a single pick very well. We just haven't seen that on any other pick from Contracts yet, though. But it's not because he has been bad on other junglers. It's just that he has been so exceptional on Nidalee.
All right, well, first one is done as far as bans go. Nidalee banned, of course. Lucian just on there for TL. Followed by Nocturne, Lulu, Karma there for EGA. That means Viego is open and Viego is taken. But it will be a trade here. EGA going to get the Gwen once again. Gwen Akali selected nice and early. So very heavy magic damage duo, actually.
Yeah, so it's going to be a physical damage jungler unless they flex Gwen into the jungle. Now, TL Academy yesterday first picked Viego and then went with a Sejuani Renekton right away. I kind of expect that again here. You have decent matchups for the Renekton. Sejuani would love to have melee champions jump into you, but nope. Instead, it will just be the Jace locked in. They're going to go with a different direction. Probably the Jace into the Gwen matchup once again, but it does result in a very squishy topside that can be abused.
Yeah, Gwen and Akali both pretty good at picking on squishy. Seems like the Nautilus priority is very high. They're going to maintain that. TL taking that champion away now from EGA. This does leave the Sejuani potentially off the table, but we'll see. Maybe TL don't play it in every single instance, even though it is quite good with Viego. Also, Georgiapune has a lot of flair. I appreciate that about him as a human being. Don't think we're playing triple magic topside. So Georgiapune's definitely having some fun here. Apparently, we are playing triple magic damage topside. What is going on? All right, never mind. It's okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. They're not that wild.
That's too much. I don't know what would be happening on the EG camp if they went with the Rumble there as well. Xin, it's good. Xin is fine here. It's a lot of skirmishing, a lot of dashing into the enemy here with the top side that EG has currently selected. And It makes me wonder though, because now TL Academy know exactly that EG is just super interested in diving against you. They know exactly what the EG composition is trying to do, and even though they have selected their support, they can go away from the AD carry. I want to see this again. I want to see more Swain again, because you don't have AP selected just yet, and it would be a really strong pick against champions that are trying to dive you. The Akali, not going to have a good time trying to burst down a Swain that's beefy and DPSing you while you're in the Shroud.
Swain's a good one. As Volibear Brom getting banned away. Did they ban the Swain? I wonder how much respect they want to give that potential pick there in the bottom side of the map. There's Ziggs as well if you need an AP threat. Rumble going to be banned. I guess there's no jungler selected yet. So that's a pretty good takeaway there from Armeo. Again, Diana Fiddlesticks kind of left as the AP junglers people could be playing this spot. I guess Armeo could run Italy back if he's feeling like it. Definitely a champion he's played in the past, but feel like, oh, he got banned because Contracts wasn't allowed to play it. I forgot. Don't know how I forgot that. Leona getting banned is the last one from TLA. Oh my god, they're doing it. They're just showing the Swain. I don't think they're going to pick it, but it is funny that they're showing it. I like this. This is a little bit of swagger here from EGA.
It's actually a classic mind game, showing the champion that you know the enemy's trying to pick or you want them to pick.
Oh, they did it!
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. They're instantly going with it. Like, yep, you know it. We know it. We're locking in Swain. Good luck trying to dive us. And what will the jungler be? Because Diego can still be flexed in there. We have seen this pick pop off in the entire top side of the map. And it would really make sense because you don't need any other AP right now. You can just start getting really creative here. It's gonna be the Sejuani still.
There's
Yes. Yes, it works with Jace. It does work with Jace.
It does work with Jace, that's true. Hyperspeed W there helping to proc it out. Viego, of course, with the double hits, I believe, is the interaction with Sejuani that is favorable. This is pretty normal. Sejuani plus melee champions pretty good. These champions just have a little bit of extra oomph in order to help Sejuani out. And last pick is probably not Janna, but it could be Janna. Definitely haven't seen her in quite a while, but EG are going to run it down and go for Alistar instead.
They're getting really good at teasing us with these hovers, because before they have hovers that you know are not real. It's like, aha, yes, you're never going to play Teemo. But then Jan, you're like, ooh, okay, there's enchanters, right? Shirelius is really good. Ardent Sensor, I could see it. Your team benefits from it. All right, they have a lot of engage. Nope, baited at the very last minute. They need engage. All the top side wants somebody else to dive in with them, so the Alistar will fit that role just nicely.
I also think the world is very hostile towards Janna right now. You know, there's all these champions trying to dive you, there's lots of damage happening, like, little support Janna shields should only take you so far, Crumb. And, you know, this is not like farming mid lane Karma with Mantrid E, right? You're not going to stop all the damage.
The thing, too, is that Jan is probably the hardest of all the enchanters to actually play. Now, on solo queue, yeah, very easy, right? You're just playing shield duty, and that's enough to win you lanes and games. But in pro play, you need to pull way more than your own weight. So you need to be excellent with your tornadoes, be so mindful about your monsoon. So the champion actually can be really difficult, and the skill that you can express on her, surprisingly high.
Yeah, I think when Janna's overtuned, she's really easy, right? Because you keep shielding people and your life's easy. But I agree. I played Janna for a very long time. It's been a while. Like I was, you know, a season 1, season 2 Janna player. But fun champion and definitely harder than it looks, especially to play well. Not that I was the best Janna player or anything. Anyway, last game here of the evening, and the teams are running through mid. Georgia, be careful! Oh, it's the CLG First Blood, Crumbs. Georgia Poon's gonna get Nautilus hooked, and he is dead. You love to see it.
That might be our fastest First Blood in Academy of all time. You just will top that. You didn't top CLGs. This is it. Now, the kill goal did get over to Ayla, but you still got First Blood. You got experience.
We're already here.
Naruto spinning to her death.
Oh, no! No!
Oh.
The freaking flip didn't even matter. Oh, you love it.
That was actually a great opportunity to use that replay. I love that. Arms flailing behind, running straight to a hook.
It's beautiful camera work right there. I think we should submit that one for the Academy. Woo! Alright, what a start. Team Liquid with the level 1 strat. The literal run it down mid, but good. Good for one side, not good for Jojo Pune, who didn't have Flash either, by the way. It has Ignite on the Akali, so actually no Flash in either solo lane. It's Ghost and Ignite here for Gwen and Akali, respectively. And Jojo Pune's popping up the Liquid Flare. I have to say, Jojo Pune's spirit seems very high always, even if he's getting first blooded. This man's emote game is on point.
You gotta be. When the emotes have been allowed, you just unlocked an entire new dimension of League of Legends play. I mean, you have all chat, now you've got emote game. If you are not emote, I mean, the white flag because he hits level 2, he's just the master of nonverbal communication in League.
Jojo Pune, like, maybe the strongest emote game I've seen in, between the LCS and Academy. Just consistent usage, knows what to use them, has like different emotes for different like contexts, right? I feel like just very much on top of it. I assume he equipped the Team Liquid one this game. I don't think he had it before. So this is just great, a little bit of extra mental warfare perhaps. Even though we got first blooded, he's getting pushed in, the lane's kind of rough. He's keeping the spirits high as bottom side. Team Luke, not getting hooked because it's Ayla that wants Mr. Quest, but Team Luke is going to get the autos coming through. And level 2 already for the Ali and the Ezreal means that Yeon and Ayla are not going to be able to really contest. Great pullback though. Level 2's hit pulls them both back into the W.
It's a fairly synergistic lane there between the Nautilus and the Swain. And now our male looking for a gank. Tony does not have flash and he just burned his Shroud.
Gets moved back. Ghost pop there. Tony Top knows what's up. Gonna have to flash. No, just dashes away. Doesn't have flash, of course. But the Ghost, which is his mobility summoner spell. And now Alistar visiting in the mid lane. Is it going to be Harry? This time he gets first blooded. Off we go. Q lands in, and no angle there. Flash for Viego means it's very tough to pick him off. So just a bit of help there to push the lane in, and Jojo Pune will take that.
Harry's very healthy there, so not scared of the Alistar at all, even though there'd be an Ignite from both players who would be ganking him. He's more than healthy to survive that and has the team ready to back him up. So it's just Mystique's allowing Jojo Pune to cross the way, make sure that the Akali is safe and sound, because she has had a rough time after giving up the first blood and has been spamming the white flag, asking for mercy this whole time.
All right, well, see what happens as this lane develops. Definitely Viego early feels pretty good here. Right, you can put down the Akali. Akali doesn't really have that much threat. So the Ignite is going to change the texture of that a little bit. Tony Top once again in a matchup he should feel pretty familiar with, but Zokla getting the better of it early on, which I think is also expected. Contract's top side did get spotted. Contract tried to just run through the ward there, but Zokla definitely has his eyes open for that possibility. So does not get himself ganked. Might get himself ganked now. Mayo going to take the wrap camp away there, so Contracts needs to find something here, but there's a blue ward that can find the other entrance that Contracts would have to enter into, so unfortunately for Contracts, he's just going to lose a camp here.
Nautilus just got spotted roaming up the river, so Jojo Pune has to back off, and now Dokla's trying to crash this wave, but he is dashed in!
Maybe not. Dokla, which direction are you trying to go towards? The Sejuani's a good one, but Contract dives in already. There's a Sedge, though, turning it around. Tony Top is going to get killed by Armeo, and now Contracts is going to finish off the job, but the stun lands for Armeo. What's the follow-up here? It's 2 from TL, looking to make it happen. Contracts running back towards the tower, but it's 3v2 right now. Now the TP coming in, that is bottom side? No, that's Tony Top back in action.
Uh-oh.
Now TL going to TP in, all right. Now the other TP is coming in, so 3v4, looking to dive. TL don't want to make it happen. They'll get a couple cooldowns straight, and Jojo Pune will give them the thumbs up, and everyone's going to return to normal.
That's a fun little set of teleporters. ICP, I will counter you with another TP. I've got another TP. I've got more members. And the play gets completely canceled out. Zeroed in. And both teams just go back to their respective lanes. This is a great time for the bottom laners because they know the supports are too busy leaving their lane. So you can just power farm knowing that there's not going to be that much threat on your side of the map. It's a good time to be Swain. And even better time to be an Ezreal.
This Swain skin is hype, though. No idea what this is, but it's great.
I will find it.
Krem's champion skin investigation begins once again. Ulti out of Jojo Pune, level 6 already. Ignite is there. Execute is good. Jojo Pune going to find the solo kill.
The ignite that makes the difference, and that's after starting with the first blood, the experience going over to Harry, and even gets a flash out of it. So that's a big advantage from the mid lane. No one's just going to catch that wave, and then you love to see Akali's being taken solo kills in a game. Just knowing that they're confident to execute on picks when they see them is already a display of the killer mindset they need to play an assassin with.
Oh, Tony Top, he's popped the ulti, he's running Dokla down. Even with the face rush, it's tough for Dokla, but does dodge some needlework there. Tony Top, they're coming back in. Another dodge is beautiful. And Armeo coming up towards the top side means Tony Top cannot stick around here.
Armeo has flash.
I think he's too far forward. Tony Top, W's up, but runs straight into Armeo, and that is going to be a kill for Dokla. Very nicely played by Team Liquid.
Yeah, Armeo pathing to the top side, knowing where the action is at. Since Dokla doesn't have flash, he knows he's a sitting duck. When to Ghost in order to run down the Jace. And so by camping this lane, protecting the Dokla when he's low, he's going to do him justice. It's level 6 on contracts though, so I think he can 1v2 this.
Conqueror procs, but Contracts doesn't go back in, so the stacks are going to wear off now. Contracts a little late to get the trade kill this time around, unfortunately for him, but does at least apply some pressure, which is nice. Mid lane again. Jojapyun Ada up against Harry. That E landing. Jojapyun waiting, but doesn't take it. Instead will tend to the minion wave. Jojapyun feeling confident. Has the Sork Shoes. Ignite not ready just yet, but won't be too much longer before he can maybe look for another all-in. Look from Ayla. That's Mr. Quest. Stun is down. Onto the Swain they go, but the Swain's ulting. Mr. Quest has to get out of the way, and Yeon just going to punish him there. Easy kill for the Swain.
All right. The question was asked, Pastry, and I'm giving you the answer. That is Crystal Rose Swain with a Sapphire Chroma.
Damn. That sounds sick. And it looks sick,
right?
So... Man. Now with Chromas is even more... Oh my god, look at the collar on that thing.
Right? That is royal.
Right,
Got a crystal bird.
Damn, that's hype. Alright. Well, thank you for that, Chromas, and thank you, Observers, for a little impromptu skin spotlight. Contracts, though, back to the game. On the Riftchild here is going to collect it. Team Liquid still up 1,200 gold. Nice little early game situation for them. In the mid lane we go. Out of the mid lane we go. Oh, that's so smooth. Jojapyun looking to make it happen, but he can't quite find it. Alistar can't find it either, but actually he's found 2 instead. But can they do this? Swain, W is going to hit 1. The E does connect. Contracts ready with the follow-up, but not there in time, unfortunately, for him.
EG still get to route TL back into their own side of the map, and now the dragon is available, so they could go for this objective, but instead, knowing that Swain is still around, we'll just have Ezreal take the reset, and we'll be happy to look for another fight later into the game. They know they don't have a goldie just yet. They know that Team Liquid, with the gank into the top side, having secured the Swain's farm with his Lost Chapter, they know that Team Liquid's going to be able to start pressuring, so the dragon, not worth the risk just yet. They'd rather stay out on the map, make sure that the lanes are stable before any objective play is made.
Well, Dokla actually applying a good amount of pressure. Tony Top already with the 2 deaths. So Dokla up about 25 CS or so. Only maybe going to need some assistance from Contracts here, as Armeo has been up a couple times already. Otherwise, pretty close. Team Liquid should be happy with the early game they've got. Really curious to see how the comp kind of fights. This is something I know you said you saw yesterday, but definitely Sejuani, Viego, Swain, bottom lane, not commonplace for the viewers at home.
The real strength comes from the Viego, Sejuani, and then the Nautilus. When they join up, the CC layer is just so high, and here they go. It's 2 members, but Sejuani is coming through the mid lane, and EG knows it. Ayla's on the control where Sejuani is now backing up. Oh,
Nautilus there. Lands the E. That's going to be a kill. There it is. Contracts now knocks him out of the way. And now Contracts has to live through the rest of it, but his ulti's up. He's going to walk out of this. Stun will connect, but the slow is not enough to follow up. So it is EG, despite being in a 2v3, find themselves that kill.
Really well played out of Jojapyun, just using his burst as quickly as possible, knowing he had a few seconds of time before the Nautilus ultimate will hit. And now Yun is being dope, but he does have ultimate.
Pops the ulti, but the damage is there. Ignites down. That should be enough. It is going to be. But Team Luke is looking a little dead on my screen. Oh, we had the heal. Very cheeky. Armeo, though, going to cause the problems. Team Luke still with the flash. But Armeo's got the war. This is such a tough situation. Oh, he flashed the ulti! Now how do you get out of the way? Oh, dodges the Nautilus hook, finds the Q, gotta reset the Arcane Shift, over he goes! Team Luke! Oh, he gets he found it! He's out of there! Team Luke, he weasels his way out, what a play!
Oh man, he just destroyed Team Liquid on that one. No emote game, as strong as Jojo appeared, that would have been the prime time to do it, but knowing exactly the spells he needed to get out of, didn't get hit by the Arcane Prison. Must be feeling like $1 million. Gives us a spam afterwards, so he's still celebrating.
Yep. I see a little bit of a victory dance there in the fountain after everything had calmed down, but shattered the ankles of TL there. Getting out of that one. Unfortunately, Nautilus Sejuani not quite the damage even in that situation. Team Luke had to use everything, but he did escape with his life. You love to see it. Awful lot of pings there in mid, as EG are going top lane, so I don't think it's their pings, because they're busy with this dive onto Dokla.
Has
Tony Top. Dokla goes back in, Tony Top pops the ulti, but here comes the cavalry. Dokla in trouble. Oh, insta-flash, I love that from Mr. Quest. Dokla just no chance at all to react to the flash.
Yeah, they're not going to give him an opportunity to get out, and Sejuani's now going to take the time to show up here. Alistar does stay, though, so they're not going to allow her to defend this turret so easily, but clears out the minion wave fairly well, and so the charge will just hit, and then they won't stick around for the turret. So Armeo does do a good job in defending this tier 1. In the meantime, what does EG do to defend their own side of the map? Because the Ezreal is backing up, so Yeon and Ayla are getting some turret plates of their own.
Alright, we get a couple plates here. Swain feeling okay. EG have actually even the gold back up. They're up about 800, which is not that much, but again, better than nothing. A little lower than TO's lead they had earlier, but EG have definitely found their way back to even or slightly better here in this particular game. Gordrink had done for contracts up against the Frostfire Gauntlet finish for Armeo. Eclipse is done as well for Dokla, so be feeling pretty comfy in the 1v1, but poor Viego is having a rough time here. Jojo Queen is constantly applying pressure, has the ulti, has the ignite once again. How close to 11 here for Jojo? Oh, never mind, going in instead. Harry now knows what's up, but there's nothing he can do about it. Contracts just gets the kill.
EG have been so good through the mid lane this game. 3 times, and one of them was even Jojo just on his own. They're able to take down Harry, and there's no answer for Team Liquid. They're just not expecting this play to be happening. The map has not been geared to protect the Viego. He's typically fairly safe in the mid lane, but EG has just been finding avenues for attacking Harry, and Team Liquid just not in any position to respond. Tony has been doing a fine job holding his own into the top side. He's usually the one trying to run down Dokla, and meanwhile Ezreal has just been shoving in Viego all game long. So the alternatives that Team Liquid can answer with against the kills in the mid lane are so limited that half the time they're not in a position to do anything. So they just have to take the losses and continue to farm and hope that their CSing is effective enough to not fall behind.
And right, not in just this game, this series so far, it's been a lot of really good-looking mid-jungle from EG. This time it's Jojo Pyun on the receiving. Actually, never mind. Contracts has 3 kills. He's still taking them. You love to see it. Alistar's out of there. Oh, into the waiting arms of the dragon and Ayla. Contracts here, though. And now who's getting turned on? Yeon instantly jumped on. Team Luke here as well. The exhaust down onto the Xin Zhao is not bad. There pops the ulti there, but still the damage is being done. Ayla goes down. Contracts, Gold Drink is up. Does live for long enough to make sure the double kill does happen. In fact, Dokla, I think, yeah, got a kill, so it's 2 for 2 right now. But Tony Top being chased by Harry and Armeo. That's going to be another kill. Tony Top can't escape. Dip is nice, but Harry should be able to finish this up. But the needlework out of Gwen almost keeps her alive. And now Viego's going to finish up the kill, and Team Liquid are going to grab themselves the dragon.
The fight starts with Mystique getting caught out on the blue side of the jungle for Team Liquid, so they have no problem committing to a fight that's going to start on their own terms, and Contracts was almost strong enough to salvage that 4 evil geniuses who didn't get to be as grouped as they would have liked. Team Luke now has Flash, but
this
outplayed them once.
Dokla, though, is the big problem here. Dokla actually has enough damage to get the kill. Flashes out of the way, but I think perhaps one you should have saved as Dokla gets the kill.
That's an ambitious one there out of him, thinking that this one was going to be much easier to outplay than the last one, but not even close, actually. In fact, just donates over his Flash, so now he'll be another target that Team Liquid can go after with the Sejuani ultimate. Let's come in just back up, and Alis as well.
Game again, back to even. 300 gold, 400 gold separating these two teams. Contracts is invading, Eon's in trouble. W doesn't connect, but Contracts in it anyway. Jojo Pin here as well. Oh my goodness. This duo, oh, great catch here from the alley. And a full combo onto Armea. That's an easy double there. EG get 2.
Now, the gold lead is pretty much even, but oh, does it look like EG is just dominating this game. They are so assertive with the fights that they're going after, and even the ones that they've lost typically tend to be Team Liquid, who is on the defensive and is able to counteract EG well. Now it's going to be up to Team Liquid to try to make a counter move. They just saw multiple members in the top side, but there's nothing here to do except countering some wolves, so they'll grab these and base, or else EG will collapse with more members than they care to fight, especially since now Akali has a Riftmaker, and that's been the champion that's been killing all of your other teammates.
Yeah, risk feels a touch too high, so Contracts will just finish off the Rift Herald, and EG will continue to try and find their footing in this game, see if they can bust the lead open a little bit more. Team Liquid, though, not far away. Do have Dokla to lean on as a power point, still scaling with the Viego Sejuani, and Swain also scales pretty well with items. There's definitely room to grow here on either side, but it does feel like the show is being run by this Xin and this Akali right now. So good at diving, so good at invading together. LTL maybe look to deal with that as the game continues. Alistar the target, but who's chasing who? It's a 4v3 right now for EG, make it a 5v3. But Dokla going to be the first target. He's pretty strong. If they can kill him, that's a great execute there. And now Tony Top coming on in, but Eon trying to make it happen, but still, I think EG can find it. No, Akali going to get shredded, but now Tony Top starting to pop things off. Does get one, but Harry's looking for the resets, but the reinforcements are good enough as EG will take the ace.
Even though EG ends up killing Dokla by themselves, they still win the fight without Team Luke. Team Luke just wasn't there at all. Contracts and Jojo Pion are so powerful. Tony can buy so much time with his Shroud that the team just gets to wipe Team Liquid without the need of their AD carry. He's now just serving the duties of Demolition Expert, just going after turrets. It's the classic role meant for AD carries to play, and now it feels like EG has just surpassed the mark that Team Liquid can fight. It's just so one-sided with these team fights. Okla, by committing to go after Jojo has no problem turning on him. He knows he can win this 1v1 anyways, and so Dokla's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you continue forward or go backward and die? And so he chooses to at least join the team, but by this time, there is a Xin and a Gwen just putting everybody in the meat grinder.
And again, Team Luke at the end, at least, is able to get some assistance, but Tony Top starting to come online off that play. 3-3-3 now, 6-1-7 for the Xin, though. His Contracts continues to find advantages, and now this is a gold lead, right? You know, it was 1,000 before, not all that hot, but 4K, real nice here in this early game. Is another catch potentially. Jojo Pun once again is going in. He still has the ulti back up and ready, and that's just a kill. It's just that easy.
It's so clean, and he is so strong, and that is one of the members that you can actually count on.
They have two different Team Liquid logos. EG are very coordinated here for their emote game.
That's just impressive, actually, because that just shows you that you didn't just coordinate to try to get the logo of the team you're playing against. You premeditated that with your own teammates to make sure you get the full spectrum of TL logo.
Yeah, gotta make sure you have all the options available. And this Akali just set to take over. I mean, I feel like they already have. We'll see how Team Liquid maybe are able to battle that, but it's tough, man. Akali is really hard to peel off your team. As EG are going to start Baron at 20 minutes, 21 seconds. They will be spotted. But I don't think they're leaving. Nope, they're not.
TL's got to make it here, but there's a TP coming in for two members.
All right, well, they do leave. Tony Top's going to grab the honey fruit. There was a decent-looking flank angle there for the alley, but does not commit for it. Jojo Pune almost back ready with the Ignite. Does have the teleport as well. And also the Zhonya's very nice pickup here for the upcoming team fight, as Team Liquid are maybe looking towards this dragon, but have to make sure EG aren't in the area when that happens. Should be able to take this out, though. Not enough time for EG to come back after resetting for the Baron, so Team Liquid do a nice job in collecting their second dragon of the game.
Not bad. Answering EG's attempt at Baron with the better positioning for the Dragon, but now EG can return to this objective. Scryer's Bloom is down, although they have to be mindful of Swain. His ability to reveal from far away can also serve as a mini Scryer's Bloom, as they are now attempting Baron once more.
Damage is decent, but pretty tanky as well. Xin pretty good at tanking Baron. TL, though, are going to be walking in. Oh, Jojo Pin's found an angle. Yeelan is just dead. And now they can stay on the Baron. They know where Armeo is. Jojo Pin's just going to zone him out here. Still has R2 on the ulti ready as well. Does pop it, goes on to Dokla, goes golden. Now they take the Baron. Jojo Pin may be sacrificing his life, but no, he flips back away to safety. Nautilus ulti out. Sejuani can't fight it. Jojo Pin's popping up. He's going in. He does get killed. But Gwen is cleaning house alongside the rest of EG. And the last catch has been found by Ali. Ayla's forced to flash. And Evil Genius says a worthy sacrifice of their mid laner there.
Jojo Pion is so hypey this game. He took this personally. The fact that TL committed so much to First Blood him clearly did not face him. It might have in fact motivated him to go above and beyond and make sure that this game would not be defined by the level 1. And he's done a phenomenal job at ensuring that.
Yeah, EG already busting through mid. Did not get the inhibitor though. But still plenty of Baron left to play with. Team Luke's even going to steal this blue buff, which is real nice for Ezreal at this point in the game. And we'll watch this one again, because it's once again Alistar teaming up with Jojo Pion.
This way just did not stand a chance. Didn't even get to cast his ultimate. Doesn't even go on cooldown for it. And then the thing here that surprised me is he's going in. In fact, going in ends up dodging out of the Sejuani ultimate. Buys time with the stopwatch. Shifts B again. Gets knocked up by Nautilus, but still is thinking, you know what? I want to go in when I have the stacks of the Sejuani passive on me. Just a little bit longer. I might have actually been able to wear those out and still live. So barely does he get to outplay TL in its entirety. Still goes down, but the Baron and the game feel like they're all EG needs to close this one out.
I mean, did you see how much damage you did to Viego? That was well worth missiling yourself into the enemy team. He did a lot of damage on the way out, like 60% of Viego's health. I mean, more than enough for EG to finish off the ace there.
They say AD carries just can't live, but it seems like it doesn't matter what you play. If it's squishy, no one can live.
I'll ask you the same question last time, Crumbs. Which champions are not the squishy ones?
Right. Alistar, and that's about it.
Yeah, correct. Alistar's the only answer. And unfortunately for TL, not on their team this particular game. EG will finish what they started here in mid lane, though, and take out that inhibitor. And they still have plenty of Baron left to take down a few more. Tony Top is working on the tier 2 in bottom side. Team Luke is poking. Jojo Quinn is ready to dive in. And already Alistar has started. Sejuani ulti out though. Swain ulti popped as well. Jojo Quinn gets Nautilus ulti. But now again they'll dive in. He just goes straight for it. The ulti is good enough for Ezreal from downtown. It's Team Luke that's going to finish off the fight. And Viego's still living, but Contracts, he's chasing for more. He wants to get this kill. He will nab it. And now Harry has nothing he can do. Contracts gonna pop the stopwatch. Team Luke is getting in there. Harry actually finds the outplay, and now he's gonna defend the base, but Contract is going around as Harry makes an anime in his own base. Will actually defend it. So nice from the Viego, as Contracts is strong, but not that strong.
Oh man, that Viego just absolutely styled in the end of that fight. EG felt like they had the game right in their sights. They almost had it. That true shot barrage looked amazing. But then Viego just got reset after reset and ends the fight for himself. I don't think it's going to be enough, but it's enough to give TL a fighting chance, to hope that maybe, just maybe a few more fights like that, and they can come back.
Well, pretty hypey here. Jojo Pin once again sacrificing himself, and it looks fine, right? But then Tony dies, and it's kind of all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, actually, if you want a champion to steal their main abilities from, Gwen might just be one of the very best.
That sequence from Harry was so sick. That whole sequence against Team Luke there in the Ezreal. And then, of course, this kill's easy to clean up. Even the Contract kind of makes it look close, surprisingly. But not enough at the end of it all. And Harry really showing off the Viego there. Somehow managing to get the kill on Team Luke without dying. And then as soon as he gets the reset, it's all over. So there is some hope, of course. There is always hope. 6,000 gold ahead for EG. Not the biggest lead they've had this series. They're also busy in the side lane, so at least trying to delay the game for as long as they can. Unfortunately, Team Liquid aren't going to get this Ocean Drake, so they're dreams of the Quick Soul are now going to be finished off, as EG will take this one off the map, and they'll look to reset for Baron in a minute 30. Still ahead, still very strong, but Team Liquid feeling like maybe they're building up towards the gold where they can look to contest now.
It's exactly
maybe
the Baron. Like you mentioned, in a minute from now, you want to either defend the vision for that or try to defend it against the base that EG has been crashing. So that is the objective that they need to look for a fight. Even a pick right now wouldn't amount to much. They need that major objective to claw their way out of their base, to buy time from the inhibitor being down. They're trying to pick up Jojo Pyun, but as long as he backs off safely, and this should be safe enough, I think he'll be fine. It's up to EG now to dominate the blue side with vision and then make it nearly impossible for TL to enter without dying. That will be the key for EG to securing this Baron and then ending the game.
And luckily for them, they get to do that because the attempt on Jojo Pyun in the bottom lane did not go well. So there's all this free real estate here that EG can walk in and take and get that vision that they need. And still 30 seconds till that Baron is up. They'll take this tier 2 by the looks of things. Gwen W is going to protect them for the siege, and they will indeed get the tower. So now this lane is even longer. There are still supers in the mid lane pressuring as well. EG should have all the room they need to start this Baron.
Now, there is still the Swain hope that he can spot out EG. That is the one caveat that TL has to play through. That ability that he just used to reveal contracts is going to be on a much lower cooldown now. And so being able to keep spamming that around Baron should tell them that EG isn't taking that objective, isn't just rushing it. But I like that EG just zones them up. He's not letting them leave the lane. That buys them more time for the objective once they retreat after taking the jungle.
Contract trying to heal here. Does not smite the Grump. That was actually on Mayo, but Chargers will be back. Jojo Pyun has found Harry. Easy execute on the way. There's the ulti. Very nice from Jojo Pyun. Level 16 already on the Akali is so deadly.
The game starts and ends like the lane.
5v2? 4v2, excuse me. It's only 4 alive, and unfortunately can't catch the alley. Mayo commits the ulti. Mr. Quest just uses his. Jojo Pyun's trying to keep them away from the Baron, and once again, this looks like the last time they did this. Maybe this time Jojo Pyun wanted to sacrifice himself, but it is instead the Alistar that sacrifices. But Yeon pops the ulti contract straight in there, pop in the back. Jojo Pyun grabs the kill. There's another there, as that's a double now for the Akali. Third for Team Luke, and the fourth. Who does it go over to? They don't even need it. Ayla will be let go, and EG are going to barrel down mid to end the game.
Yeah, and they will. It's going to be Harry spawning, but he doesn't have his ultimate. He can't use that to go for an execute and go for a one-man hero play. And if Jojo Pyun is enough to dive him and kill him on his own against 4 members, this Viego will have to pull off a miracle that just has not happened all game long.
4v2, 15 seconds now. Ayla just getting dove into the stasis, though. That's precious time being bought. Contract a little bit low, but they just dive back in. There's nothing Team Liquid can do. It's going to be Evil Geniuses as Crumbs the Prophet strikes again. It will be another sweep, and EG make it look stylish.
EG came to play today. They really impressed me. Individually, so many members in this series just shown and carried. Jojo Pyun with his performance as a supporting member of Contracts is Nidalee, and then this game with the Akali, plenty of solo kills, the love from game 1, return from the jungle, and then the support role to make sure that he gets ahead on the Akali, knowing that they needed to play through that lane. Just was such a good understanding of who they needed to play through, and it's clear that this is the team that is gonna fight you in the mid 2v2. They're gonna pick for it, and if you're not ready to defend those fights, they're gonna run you over.
And the mid jungle was nice. Those were some of the highlights from this game. I mean, both games looking so good here in mid plus jungle. And even though Contract's not on something quite as aggressive as the Fed Nidalee, still has more than enough here to kind of help EG over the line.
Yeah, they really did. And this was a fight where Mythics were already on the EG members. And despite TL taking down a few kills, getting Tony top, Perry was already 0-3 from the laning phase. So these kills weren't going to get him ahead. They were just going to keep him even.
And Baron setup's nice both times here. Jojo Pyun does play defense here. He's in like a 2v4, right? Hiding in the shroud, buying time. Baron gets finished, and he maybe went a little bit over the top on this one, but I do like that he's, confident. Let's put it that way. Whee!
Yeah. That's what I like about some of our academy players too. In the interviews, they show more confidence than some of the LCS players. I just flat out like the trash talk game they have towards everybody and everything is, I think, really good. And then the emote game, of course, has to be highlighted.
All right. Well, again, EG, so far ahead, feel like they can find a dive, and this looks pretty good. But do want to highlight Harry at the end of this play. It's a very nice Viego play in this particular situation.
Taking over the Gwen body. This is just really sick because the Ezreal just can't connect onto her. So it forces Team Luke to actually shift in and put himself in harm's way, and then flashing out, dodging out of the Essence Flux so that there's no extra damage is just enough to keep him alive.
Man, Arcane Shift plus Viego ulti resets is like so much stuff happening on the screen. Oh man, some lot of buttons being pressed there for Harry. I don't know what the APM was at that spot, but there's a lot.
Half the time in those situations, you're not even trying to be accurate with the button presses. You're just trying, just press them, whatever direction it happens. As long as it's off cooldown, you're good, right? The damage will be dealt. But enough of Harry's fight. We're gonna have our very first interview, or last interview with EG members. It's contracts. It's contracts.
It's contracts for the Verizon post-game interview. It's been a while, Juan, but how's it going?
How's it going, guys? Doing good. Got our first 2-0 of not the split, but since week 1, so feels pretty good.
Nice. Now, you are the only person playing Nidalee. Your Nidalee is like a cut above everyone else's. Is that why you're playing this? Like, what's going on with your ability to play this pick? Because are you really getting a lot of scrim time in it, or are you just naturally good at this pick and people underestimate it?
It's just been a comfort champ over the past couple of years for me. I don't scrim on it too much just because I'm trying to expand my pool, get my other champions to the comfort level that Nidalee is for me. But if it ever is a good scenario for it, I'll always pull it out for sure. It's definitely it's just very, 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 very comfort for me. So it feels pretty good to play whenever.
It shows.
That definitely shows. I wanted to ask you, because obviously you've got a lot of experience in general in competitive league, and you now have two pretty young up-and-coming solo laners, Tony Top and Joji Pin, who are both at Scouting Guards last year. What has it been like as a jungler working with them and kind of integrating them into the academy team?
Yeah, I'd say our coaches, Matt, Peter Dunn, and Kelsey, she's worked with them quite a bit over the last 6 months. Definitely helped both of them get to the level that they are now. In the beginning, obviously it's rough. They don't have much knowledge. They have to really take in and listen and learn a lot. But it's definitely been showing that they've absorbed all that knowledge, right? And they're both playing really well, and I'm excited to see when they get into LCS soon, for sure.
Nice. I don't know if you've noticed today, but your mid laner Jojo was really on point with his emote game. Do you guys prepare that? Because there's a lot of Team Liquid emotes that you guys had specifically prepared for this game, I assume. So is there a pre-game talk between you guys to get the emotes right?
I'm not too much of an emote guy, but I did see Jojo and our support Mystiques discussing emotes together before the second game. They're making sure their lineup with emotes were good. Get the mental advantage. Definitely plays a part for sure.
That's funny. And the final one for me, I know you're someone that's, again, been around for a while. Your academy performances have often been pretty good. And I think you have continually demonstrated that the talent that everyone saw initially is definitely still there and is even growing. I guess, how do you feel is your development as a player, and what are you looking forward to as far as the future goes?
Yeah, I definitely do agree that I still have a lot of the talent that I had when I first came into the league. But I mean, I've just grown so much as not so much of a leader, but just as a person. I'm a lot more mature than I was now or back then, and I'm just. But before I relied a lot on instincts and just feel for the game, but nowadays I definitely have a lot of things planned out and kind of know the best play on the map, and I just try to I don't know, just try to keep it real in game. I don't know.
All right, well, Kodrak, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Congrats on the 2-0 today, and thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
All right. Well, very modest, but also very talented. And yeah, that's a mid jungle that you should definitely be looking out for. Here in Academy, contract still as good as advertised, and Jojo Pune is quickly rising the ranks, both in individual skill and also in emote game. In fact, I think if we were like selling emote bucks, Jojo Pune would have the most by a lot in Academy. Maybe in the whole between the LCS as well. This guy emotes like EPM, right? Emotes per minute. It's a lot. Very high amount of emotes used.
You gotta take note. I'd love to talk to Harry and ask him, hey, do you feel like you were losing the mental edge with the kind of emotes that we were throwing out, right? We gotta try to get a measure of the value that these emotes are just throwing out, because Contracts thinks it's a mental edge. I think so too. I think spamming emotes tilts people big time. So I think teams should look into it.
You can turn them off there, right?
I think you can, yes.
Yeah, so I feel like that'd be a fairly common response.
Yeah.
But I mean, even on the other side, right? Like if you're the player doing it, it probably makes you feel pretty good, right? Because in the situations that aren't as good for you, maybe you spam with the white flag, you're like, oh, whatever, it's fine, you're brushing it off. And when you're like, even if you don't know, even if they can't see them, you don't know that, right? So in your head, you're like, oh yeah, I'm really getting the mental edge of this guy, spamming the thumbs up every time I solo kill him, right?
So the emotes are actually for you. They're to mentally game yourself. I like that. Yes. Placebo effect. Doesn't matter if they see it or not. You think it has, and then the confidence you get from knowing or imagining that you've tilted them is enough to win.
Exactly. I mean, as in many sports, League of Legends certainly included, the mental game is very important to how you perform. But with that note, Crumbs, with emotes now finished and the series is done for the day, it is time to say goodbye for another week of Academy. Don't forget to tune in next weekend, starting Wednesday, 1 p.m. PST, if my brain working correctly, which is not a guarantee. It's been so much fun once again casting alongside Crumbs, and all the streams and all the casters and all the games so far have been great. So on behalf of myself, Crumbs, all our other casters, our entire remote broadcast crew as well, thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Bye.